Hello everyone and welcome to our week 1 battle of the ICBA Season 4. Your New York Empoleon are starting off against the Commissioner, Johnny GB, and the Oregon Duckletts. Now, we are going to be taking on 2 consecutive Commissioners this week, so I hope you guys are excited. I have not yet decided if I'm going to be doing team builders for the ICBA or not. The formatting didn't work when the first ones of the TTM Surge Bracket and IBL that I tried, so I haven't really nailed down that yet, and I'm not loving where I'm at, so I may or may not run one this week. But, just so you guys know, we are running a Mega Gallade, Roserade, Landorus Therian, Kingler, Chandelure, and Jirachi. You'll see those sets throughout the game, so I don't feel the need to go too deeply into them. On my opponent's side, his team, Naganadel, Mega Diancie, Tangrowth, Mamoswine, Rotom, and Skarmory are the things we're expecting him to bring. He's also got Slowking, Primeape, Talonflame, Miltank, and Drapion. Drapion? I just said Drapion and just put a weird A in the middle. Naganadel, Slowking, and Primeape are his possible Z users, so we are going to be going up and seeing what he's got so far. Hopefully this team can put in the work I need it to put in. Let's see how it goes. I will not waste any more of your time. I will see you guys back here with that battle. Enjoy. I'm just going to start talking now. I usually say welcome back, but I guess I really didn't explain my sets at all, and I didn't do a team. I'm probably not doing team builder, so I might as well just give you guys some heads up as to what they are. So we are going to be running a Mega Gallade. Obviously it is Swords Dance, Drain Punch, Knockoff, and Earthquake. We are going to be running a Landorus with a Choice Scarf, U-Turn, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Knockoff. Kingler is Life Orb, Sheer Force with Agility, Liquidation, X-Scissor, and Stomping Tantrum. Chandelure has my Ghostium Z on it this week with Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Flamethrower, and Psychic for the Naganadel. And Jirachi is Iron Head, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rocks, and Wish. And I forget if Roserade is holding the Black Sludge. I believe it is. I can check. Probably a good thing I'm talking to you guys. No, it's actually holding a Yachi Berry. Yachi Berry Roserade with Hidden Power Ground, Mystical Leaf, and Sludge Bomb with a Technician. So we do see most of what I was fearing, minus the Rotom. He's got the Miltank instead. Okay, so his Defogger obviously does probably, it's either Skarmory or he's just going to rely on Mega Diancie to get rid of rocks if I do try to set them up with my Jirachi. Mega Diancie is not super reliable as a counter Jirachi measure though, which is why I think Skarmory probably has rocks on it. Sorry, Defog on it. He could definitely lead with the Skarm, I could see that for sure. He could also lead with a Mamoswine if that wanted to be his rocker this week. I could just lead with my Kingler and go for a big liquidation. If he leads with his Diancie, then Kingler's in trouble. That's not ideal, obviously. So, very interesting interaction already from the start. Doing Calyx before the battle even starts. So that's always a good thing. And we're going to go with a Mega Diancie. I've got 30 seconds left, and Moonblast. Let's just see, does it OHKO? Yeah, it does. Alright, we're going to lead with Jirachi then. It's a pretty reliable Stealth Rocker in my opinion. I can click Thunder Wave on most things that aren't Diancie. If he doesn't Mega Evolve the Diancie first, then, like if he's not in with the Diancie against my Jirachi, then I can click Thunder Wave. I don't see him staying in if he is Mega, like if he does lead with the Diancie against my Jirachi, I just really don't see that happening, even though he does outspeed me. There's just both of his stabs and most of his coverage moves, so I don't see him doing that. But we will find out. Good luck to my opponent, Johnny GB, runner, owner, commissioner of the the ICBA, and we are getting started against a Mamoswine. So, now he does not know that I am not Speedy Jirachi. Earthquake does not kill with the set that I'm running right now, so I could freely set up my rocks here if I wanted to. I could also just straight click Iron Head, which is going to do about 70% to the Mamoswine. If he does decide to stay in. I see him going straight into the Tangrowth right away, or the Skarmory. One of the two. I'm thinking rocks are probably my best play. If he does click Earthquake and he's Choice Banded, then he takes me out. But I have a ton of information at that point, and Jirachi's really only a rocker. So he's going to go for the Knockoff. That's okay. Knock off my leftovers, scout out how bulky I am, which is decently bulky. And we do get some information as to the fact that he has knockoff, which is totally fine. He could be scarfed, let me take a look at how much damage that did based on my set. And we have our rocks up now, which is great. Knockoff, if he's max attack Jolly, then that's a pretty low roll, all things considered, which is fine by me. He could go for an Earthquake now. He could go for another knockoff as well. I don't think I want to hard switch in my Mega Gallade, so I think I'm just going to click Wish here. If he does go for the Earthquake, then we know that he's not Scarfed, and if he doesn't, then he's just going to switch out and go into something like the Skarmory, which is going to take a little bit of Stealth Rock, and I'm going to be able to get my Wish off. Now I can go straight into Chandelure here, which can accept this Wish freely, or I can stay in, accept it with my Jirachi, and go for a Thunder Wave, which I think is going to be my play here. Just going to click Thunder Wave on this thing while it's in here. Why not? Just get Skarmory, you know, a little bit more neutralized as a threat. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much to me. Sets up his spikes. So that's fine. I don't have Defog this week, so I'd rather not this thing not set up a ton of spikes. Doesn't show leftovers, so is probably Rocky Helmet. He's got spikes. I can go hard into Chandelure here and threaten this thing out with a Flamethrower. What does that bait in the Miltank? Probably baits in the Miltank. So if I did that, I would probably just go hard for a Will-O-Wisp, and whatever Skarmory does, it does. You know, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. That probably is my play. The other play is into Kingler and just click Liquidation. Or set up an Agility right now. Although Tangrowth's still too healthy for that. Tangrowth is definitely still too healthy for that. So we're gonna switch out into the Shandy here. If he does go for like Whirlwind already, that would be crazy. I think he's just gonna try to set up more spikes. And take a little bit of spikes damage. He's gonna set up a second layer of spikes, which is it's annoying, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain about it. Not too much. So now he could let this thing go down to an Earthquake, or he can go out into a Thick Fat Miltank, which I think is probably his play. And I don't know if I just said he could go down to an Earthquake. I think I did. I meant Flamethrower. Definitely in the right mental space right now. Shadow Ball with Ghost DMZ does kill a Skarmory, but I'm not obviously going to click that with the Miltank in the back. If it's like Thick Fat Miltank, he's only taking like 30% plus rocks from Flamethrower, which is not negligible, but he could then EQ me back. So I think I'm just going to click Willow here. I don't see him staying in and letting his Skarm go down. And there's the Miltank straight up, and I would love to burn this thing. I would really love to burn this thing. He might have the Heal Bell, but if he has the Heal Bell right now, what he can't do is just straight attack me with anything. Earthquake's going to do very little if he's burned. And so he does show the leftovers, which is fine. So let me see the Heal Bell on the Miltank while I click Psychic, probably. He went straight into it, which makes me think it's probably Thick Fat. And that's... like, I'm okay with that. Psychic does more to a Thick Fat Miltank. In fact, if it's not specially invested to take on the Chandelure, which it might be in order to handle the Skarmory's weakness to it, then Psychic should be a 2-hit KO with the burn damage. And the rocks damage as well. Which I think I'm just going to go for a Psychic here. I'll reveal that I have it. I outspeed him, so he's definitely bulky. Let's see how much this does. Little bit. Very little bit. So he's going to set up his rocks here. So he's trying to chip my team away late game. Now, between that and the burn, he's still burnt, which means Milk Drink's not free for him. I can just click Psychic again. I can click Flamethrower as well. It's going to do a little bit less than Psychic. So I'm just going to click Psychic again. Let's see a Milk Drink. Let's see, let's see what he wants to do. There's the Milk Drink. So the reason that I'm okay with this is because at some point he either has to Heal Bell, or I'm going to get a Special Defense drop. One of those things is going to happen at some point. And, he can't really hit me with anything right now. I would be surprised if he shows that he can, between Milk Drink, Stealth Rock. Like, I don't know what coverage he's going to have, but It doesn't seem like if he has Heal Bell, he's going to have anything for me. I'm assuming, again, that he's Thick Fat. I'm also stopping the Naganadel from getting a free switch into here. Now, I could go out into Landorus, or I could go out into my Gallade. I don't know if I like that because he could status me, which I don't really want to see right now. Jirachi also could come in for pretty free here. And that would be really, really nice. But I think I'm going to click Psychic again. We're going to see what he wants to do. Like, what does he have for my Chandelure? He comes in on it, sure. He's got Toxic. Okay, so he's gonna play Stall. I don't know why I just said he's gonna play Tall. He's gonna play Stall. Chandelure is really vital to me, but all it really needs to do is outspeed the Skarmory and kill it late game. So taking a few turns of Toxic damage, I don't really care about that much. He's gonna Milk Drink here, 100%. There is a 0% chance he does anything else, which does mean that I can choose to switch into my Mega Gallade. Drain Punch to a Miltank is going to do a hefty chunk of damage. I don't see this thing. I mean, it might be physically defensive. We know it's not Choppleberry. It doesn't Oko. I could set up a Swords Dance, but Naganadel does outspeed my Mega Gallade. We see how little, like how much special bulk he has, so I know he's not like max physical bulk. Jirachi should hard wall this thing though, because he can't Toxic it, and I can just click Wish a bunch of times, as he just kind of does nothing to me. So we're gonna go into Jirachi, which is gonna take some Stealth Rocks, very little. It's gonna take some Spikes, which is a little bit more, and he's gonna go for the Milk Drink. Obviously, he's gonna do that. I'm gonna click Wish. I have not seen he has Toxic, Stealth Rock, Milk Drink, Body Slam, Earthquake. Like, he hasn't shown that last move yet. It doesn't seem like it's Heal Bell. I can go for a Thunder Wave here, since I don't think he's going to be doing anything to me. He could go back out into Skarm if he wants to, instead of his last layer of Spikes. So I could hard switch out into... I could hard switch into my Shandy, but that just takes a bunch of damage. I'm going to click Wish. And if he goes Skarm, which he might do, yeah, then it takes Stealth Rocks. He's not going to Defog. There's no way he has Defog on this thing. And I can just click Iron Head. And if he does decide to just roost on me for a while, it is what it is. But we'll see if he's Rocky Helmet, and if he is, I'm still back to full anyway. And he might Whirlwind as well, and I'd rather something else come in, take the damage, and then get out, or like get health back with the, yeah, there's the Rocky Helmet. And we do get the flinch, so we don't know what he was going to go for. So I'm just going to keep clicking Iron Head at this point for a little while. It's not like my Jirachi needs to be at 100% full health in order to be helpful. Rocky Helmet's not doing anything significant. So there's the Roost. And see, that's the thing, is like, okay, what do you gain from that? Because all I have to do is click Wish here. You know, you're not actually gaining any momentum from that. And if you Whirlwind me with 3 layers of Spikes, I'm still getting my Wish Pass. You know, it's like, I dare you to Whirlwind me right now. Part of me just wants to go out into my Landorus, intimidate this thing, and on the Whirlwind go into something that's going to be fully healed from my Jirachi, and I think that's going to be the play. And Landorus only takes Stealth Rock, that's why I would go into Landorus instead of anything else. It doesn't take any Spikes damage. And if he does get fully paralyzed, then Landorus is going to be at full health anyway, which is fine by me. So there's 2 options there. So either one works. There's the Whirlwind, so anything that comes in should be back to full, no matter what. Chandelure would be perfect. But Mega Gallade is an interesting option as well. Because he gets hurt by the Spikes, he gets hurt by the Stealth Rocks, but he doesn't actually do any damage to it because I go back to full. He's at -1 from the Landorus. And so I doubt he's running any attack investment right now. He's at -1. Okay, Skarmory with 0 attack investment, Brave Bird at -1. Does 60%. If I Swords Dance right now, then I'm doing 50% to him. on the following turn. I can just knock off. I can Mega knock off, and he can just go for the Whirlwind again. I don't necessarily think he's going to go for a Brave Bird here, so I'm just going to click knock off, get rid of the Rocky Helmet, make this thing even less of a threat to my team. Yeah, I take a little bit of damage, and yeah, I'm going to have to come back in with like more Stealth Rocks and stuff later. But there's really no reason for me to hard switch, and I can get this knockoff and get rid of the Rocky Helmet, so... and the damage, I mean, he's just going to roost eventually, but yeah, there's the Whirlwind. I didn't think he was going to go for a, whatchamacallit, Brave Bird there. And Jirachi comes back, which means I can Wish again. And he's wearing down my Jirachi slightly, but I can Wish here. If he gets fully paralyzed, that'd be perfect. And there's always that chance. So we've seen Spikes, Whirlwind, and Roost. Mamoswine comes out. It's going to take some Stealth Rock damage. He's probably going to click EQ at this point. He could Icicle Crash, predicting my Landorus switch-in. I don't want to lose this Wish straight up. So I could go out into my Roserade here. I could go out into my Kingler here. Based on the damage, I'm assuming he's probably Scarfed. And Kingler can take any one hit. It's going to get all of its HP back. And Liquidation does OHKO a Mamoswine, which means that I can set up a Agility with my Kingler. So I actually am going to go right into it right now. And see what he wants to do. I should be able to take any one hit from him. I may not go back to full because of the Spikes and Stealth Rocks, but I should be able to take any one hit. There's the EQ. This says it maxes out at 66%, which shouldn't kill me. That does kill. Is that a crit? No, it's not a crit. He's just maybe banded. We have no way of confirming if he's banded or not. But there's the Earthquake. He could be Scarfed into Earthquake. That's fine. I'm not happy about it, but I can deal with it. EQ would kill a Mega Gallade from a Scarf Mamo right now. I have to go into my Landorus here. Intimidate. That's free. I'm Scarfed. If he's Scarfed, he's Scarfed into... if he's Scarfed, he's Scarfed into his Earthquake. If he's not Scarfed, then I outspeed. He's gonna switch out if he's Scarfed. He's gonna go for an Ice Shard if he's not. Those are his only two options right now. And so I can scout what he actually is based on what he decides to do here. So I am going to go right out into... So he's switching. So I'm gonna assume, and I know this is a dangerous thing to do. I know it's dangerous, but I'm gonna assume they Scarf. And I'm just gonna hard switch right out into Jirachi. So we are going to get some information about that Mamo. Assume that it's Scarfed. Spikes damage, Stealth Rocks. Now, I am in a situation where Jirachi needs a full para here, just in order to get this Wish and then Iron Head. So I still think that Landorus handles the Naganadel and Mega Diancie, and Mega Gallade handles the rest of his team. So Skarmory's going to switch out. He's going to go out into the Naganadel. So what is this thing going to do? This is only possible Z user, so I have to assume it's Z. What is this thing going to do? Are you going to try to set up a nasty plot right here? Are you just going to go straight for a Dark Pulse? I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do. You're not going to drop a Draco. You're not going to go for a Poison move. There's no way. You could have Dark Pulse. My team is pretty weak to Dark, so that would make sense to me. That would kill my Jirachi. You could go for a nasty plot, which would be annoying. If I lose my... If I lose my Landorus, I lose the game. But losing Jirachi's not great. But I'm going to click T-Wave in case he nasty plots. And that'll negate this threat and allow my Mega Gallade to sweep with Swords Dance and Drain Punch, Earthquake, and Knockoff as a set. So here's his Z move, which I'm okay with him blowing on Jirachi right now because it's so weakened anyway. And I believe he made Naganadel able to use any Z move. It didn't have to use an offensive one. It's got Inferno Overdrive, so it's probably running Fire Blast. And so Jirachi's definitely going to drop. Like, for sure going to drop to that. Jirachi is 100% going to drop to that. Was he boosting? Speed. See, that's a problem. Boosting speed is a problem. Nothing straight Oko's Mega Gallade. But after all of the entry hazards, it does. Draco would. After all the entry hazards. Landorus can potentially take anything. Again, save for Draco. Doesn't outspeed anymore. But do I think if he's running Draco, then one of Mega Gallade or Landorus is going to survive and force him out. I think Landorus is more important. So I kind of want to go into Mega Gallade here. See if he's going Draco, because if he doesn't go Draco, then he dies to something. Or he doesn't kill me with anything from this range. Dragon Pulse doesn't. Sludge Bomb doesn't. So I can click Earthquake. If he does have Draco, then I just go into Landorus at that point. He could have Hidden Power Ice, but he beat at -2. And so if he goes on to Scarm here, then that's fine. I just go for Drain Punch. It also means he probably doesn't have Draco. Now, the question is, did I play wrong, or not play wrong, but prep wrong against somebody I knew was going to bring a bunch of entry hazards installed? Probably. So he's going to switch out, which means he probably doesn't have Draco. Goes out to Scarm, which is fine. Not going to take an Earthquake here. But I can click Drain Punch on it. And if he roosts, then that's fine. I can just get some HP back, which is super useful to me to do. Mostly because I just need that HP so that I can take any hit from the Naganadel after I take more Stealth Rocks and entry hazards. So he's going to Roost. Now he might Whirlwind at this point. I think the play is going to be Drain Punch again, just because, again, I need to be at that level of health. And if he does get fully paralyzed, then he might Roost again, and then I can set up a Swords Dance. And that's where things get interesting. So fully parried here would be wonderful. There have been a number of turns this game in which fully parried would be great. He's running a lot of HP investment because I'm getting a lot of HP back. Fully paralyzed, which means I can set up a Swords Dance, and I think he's going to Roost here. Now he will be able to take one hit if he Roosts successfully. I still think Roost should keep you on the ground till your next turn, when you should get back to your flying type, but it is what it is. That is the mechanic of Roost. So he could be able to get a Whirlwind off here. That's fine. I'm going to click Drain Punch. It's going to do like 50% or so. Possibly a little more than 50%, so he can't Roost. Fully parried here would be perfect. Whirlwind comes out. So we are back to full, though, which is great. And Chandelure, it's Landorus. Okay, didn't want this thing taking any damage right now. Really didn't want this thing taking any damage. Also, don't have anything for the Skarmory. So I could just go for a Rock Slide. I can also just go for a U-turn. Would have appreciated Chandelure coming in there. Kind of glad it wasn't the Roserade. Gonna be honest. Kind of glad it wasn't the Roserade. I think Rock Slide is my best play here. It hits everything on his team neutrally with the exception of... No, it hits everything on his team neutrally. And it can flinch this thing. So we're gonna go for it. 30% chance to flinch, plus 25% chance to para. Full para. And we can do it again. He can go out into something else if he wants. That's fine. Naganadel would be the worst thing that he could go into right now. But let's see what he's going to do. Tangrowth. Sure. Tangrowth's not a huge issue. It takes some Stealth Rocks, it takes Rock Slide, and I just go out into my Roserade, which isn't doing much to anything else on his team anyway. At this point, he could knock off. That's fine. I could also go out into my... No, I'm not going to go out into anything else. I think just straight Roserade would be my play. The only other option would be Mega Gallade, but that's too risky. I don't want the thing getting Leech Seeded. And he could Hard Switch. If he Hard Switches into Mamoswine, predicting the Roserade, then I'd actually be totally fine with that. Not only does Roserade outspeed naturally, and therefore give me information about whether he's Scarfed or not officially, I also have the Yachi Berry and can just Magical Leaf and kill that thing. I'm pretty sure the way he's playing his Miltank, it's not Sap Sipper. So I am going to switch out. He could just Synthesis here. That's alright if he does. And so we are going to take some Spikes. We are going to take some Stealth Rocks. He's going to go for the knockoff. So that's unfortunate because now my Yachi Berry is no longer on my Roserade. But I do have the Sludge Bomb. And I can go for it right now. If he does go back out into the Skarm, I don't think I'm going to kill with anything, unfortunately. But I would kill with 2 Magical Leafs. But it's really not... It's what he's going to do. You know he's going to do it. Like, Skarm is obviously coming in right now. So, 2 Magical Leafs from this range. Skarm's at, like, 25%. Like, he's been playing the predictable way for somebody who's going to play for stall repeatedly. So let's take a look. Yeah, 2 Giga Drains does kill. I don't see him staying in right now and sacking this thing off. He's going to switch it out into the Skarmory, predicting the Sludge Bomb. That's what he's been doing the entire game, and I have to start playing like he's going to do those things. So Skarmory's going to come out, which is going to take a little bit of Stealth Rock. I honestly forgot about the Stealth Rocks, otherwise Sludge Bomb would have been a safer play there, but Magical Leaf will take out the Skarmory. And no 6-0, everybody, and the Skarmory is down. So, Roserade getting the first kill of our season. Outspeeding Mamoswine if it's not Scarfed. Not the Naganadel, though. Does not outspeed the Naganadel. So I'm just going to let it die here. Although he does get the Beast Boost if I let it die. So I could go straight on to Lando here. If he HP Ices straight up, then that's pretty terrible. I guess I should scout for that. Because I can always just go out into my Mega Gallade. Yeah, I'm going to go for the HP Ground here. If he Nasty Plots on me, then he dies. If he thinks he has the ability to just straight do that. There's the Dragon Pulse, which is okay. It probably means he doesn't have Draco. So yeah, he takes out my Roserade. And without the... So he can't kill my Mega Gallade where it's at. And I do get a free EQ at this point, because I'm back to full. And I obviously click EQ, I don't click anything else. There's no chance I'm taking any risk like that right now, even though he's playing the predictable way, even though he's doing the thing I expect him to do. He just goes for the Dragon Pulse, lets this thing go down. There was no chance I was going to do anything other than click EQ here, because I do take that one hit, I do take out the Naganadel, which is a huge threat to my team gone. And I do still have that Scarfed Landorus as well, which handles everything except a Scarfed Mamoswine. Actually, it handles a Scarfed Mamoswine. It outspeeds a Scarfed Mamoswine unless he has Ice Shard on that as well. And should be able to handle just about anything. This is Scarfed. It's Scarfed or it has Ice Shard. That's one of the, like, those are the 2 options right now. He may just click Ice Shard regardless of what he is. Like, I mean, I could just see him clicking Ice Shard. I don't think I can switch out and switch back in with all this, all the hazards. So I'm just going to click Drain Punch. If he isn't Scarfed and doesn't click Ice Shard, he is Scarfed. Okay, so he's Scarfed into Earthquake, which means he's going to have to switch out this thing. And that's fine. I can just go out into my Landorus here. And I can click Knockoff on the Tangrowth. No, because if he goes into Mega Diancie here, I need to switch out. The Tangrowth is too healthy right now. I think he does have this game just because of the Tangrowth being so healthy. So honestly, if he goes into it, because otherwise I could just EQ most of his team. But I have to switch out. I have to U-turn. And yeah, there's the Tangrowth. It's going to take Stealth Rocks. And we are going to U-turn out into my Chandelure, which the problem is has to stay in, I think, at that point. Until it dies. With Miltank still alive and at the range it's at, I should still click Flamethrower regardless, but because I think, does it survive one more turn? No, it doesn't. So I have to click, yeah, it definitely doesn't after the poison. I have to click Flamethrower. He could let this thing go down. That would probably be, in my opinion, the most valuable play to him. And then he goes out into his Mamoswine and clicks Icicle Crash. If he goes on to Mamoswine now, then I can win. But yeah, oh yeah, he's got Root Generator, duh. So Miltank comes in, takes Stealth Rocks, takes a Flamethrower to the face. Also going to take a Psychic to the face, but he's just gonna recover, or Milk Drink or whatever. And because I'm gonna die in one more turn of poison, so he definitely Milk Drinks here. Now I could switch this thing out. Does that benefit me to do at all? If I switch this out, go for... Does it benefit me? I mean, it doesn't... Because then I still have it alive to switch up my move once on the Landorus. But I don't think Landorus can take out the Miltank, you know? Not from full, at least. So I'm going to click Psychic. There's the Milk Drink. So I'm going to go down. And then I think I just click EQ. And do whatever kind of damage I can. Just because I have no other answer. Like, I have to do as much damage to the Miltank as I possibly can. And I think he's got this one. Perhaps should have prepared for all the hazards to come. He does have a Skarmory on his team. But, you know, felt like I wanted to play this game. Thought that Mega Gallade had a really good chance to set up and sweep. Still could have. I think I could have played differently from the start. Once I saw the Skarmory, I really should not have led with Jirachi. But that's okay. You know, you live and you learn. It's week 1. I've lost week 1s before. Arguably, Rock Slide also would have been the best play just to get flinches as much as I possibly can, but we're going to get the EQ here. Seismic Toss is going to do 50. We are going to survive that, which is interesting. So we are going to actually take out the Miltank if he lets me, or he could just go into the Tangrowth here. Differential is something that he could consider. So he's going to switch out into the Tangrowth. If I can double crit the Tangrowth right now, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. We'd have a chance if he doesn't have Ice Shard. No, I don't get the first crit, so the second one's not going to help. And even if I crit the first one, he'd probably just switch out, sack something, and then come back into this to wall me. So, that is going to be good game to Johnny, the commissioner of the ICBA. Shoutouts to you. Great league, great game. There's the second crit, though. We got that one. That's what's up. I almost got the double crit. There's the HP Ice on this thing, so that would have been crazy if we got the double crits. Didn't happen that way, unfortunately. But I will see you guys back here next week, and we will be taking on more coaches in the ICBA, more coaches in the IBL. I'm super excited to just be part of leagues like this. I'm glad that people want me in their leagues and want me to battle them. So great game to Johnny. Good luck with the rest of your season. We are 0-1 again. Guys, we've been here before. I'm not worried about it. I've been 0-2. I've been 0-3. So we can handle it. We can come back. Don't you worry. I will see you guys back here next week. But before that, tomorrow I will see you guys back with the IBL battle against the commissioner of the IBL, Brendan. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys are well. I will see you guys later. Take care, everybody.